Hey, it's Tim, Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk, and I got a good one for you today. We're talking truck technology. Yeah, the screens, infotainment screens behind the driver a little bit. This is something that, well, traditional truck guys like myself be like, who cares? But in today's truck market, it does make a difference. We're seeing customers talking about infotainment systems, having problems with them, can't connect phones, can't connect stuff, can't even use the system the way they want to. And so these systems have become a lot more varied across the full-size truck marketplace. So I had the unique opportunity over a span of a month or two to get all the different full-size trucks in the market and do videos of the interior and technology. And the results are pretty striking. It's pretty shocking when you see the differences on screen. Now, I did shoot these different times, different time periods, different things, so there's a little bit of inconsistency in how I did some of them, but I think overall it gives really good apples-to-apples comparison on these full-size trucks. Now, I am in the 2022 Toyota Tundra. This is the one that we have for the channel, and I thought, let's go ahead and start here, and I'll show you the infotainment screen and the startup screen, that kind of stuff, and talk to you about what's going on here, what you need to know when you're shopping for the Tundra, and then we'll kind of go through different variety of trucks. Then down below, you let me know your favorite, because I have my favorite. Can you figure it out? All right, let's start this up. See what's going on. Make sure radio's off. So Tundra comes up there. Nice screen. Now in the higher trim levels, you can get this as a full digital. Lower trim levels, you'll get analog gauges with a digital display here in the middle. And this digital display allows you to look at fuel economy. Well, I've been sitting here idling for a little bit, but also look at distance empty, eco. You can kind of go through different modes. You can see a compass. You can see what I'm listening to in the radio, the trailer brake controller, camper, that kind of stuff. You can turn off some of the safety stuff, and you can go in and look for messages as far as alerts from the vehicle. But the big news is over here. Okay, let's start with this. This is the new infotainment system. It's from came out with Lexus first, then now it's in the Toyota Tundra. It's going to go out throughout Toyota's lineup will be this new infotainment system. In this case, I have the big screen. There's a smaller screen as well that uses the same system. We had a video that I did I don't know, last Friday night, and we'll link to that video showing that. So the big keys with the system is there's no home button anymore. This is your buttons here on the side to kind of flip through things. Now it does have wireless CarPlay, and that is, and I'll show you on the screen here in a second, that's connected to my key fob and the phone that's in the wireless charger down below. And I'll explain why that is. And this is the magical button, by the way. People don't know is you hit the Toyota button and you go back to the home page. And this takes me back to the last page I was at. But the biggest thing here is going to be in your settings. Now you can have multiple drivers, and you can do these profiles, which you really need to do. If you don't, you're always in guest mode all the time, which is kind of a pain. But you can do information. Now I can have my iPhone plus link key. This lets me link my profile to this key, which allows me to just hop in the truck, it loads all my profile, loads my settings. And as far as like settings and things, you can do, you know, what your device is. You can look at general, you can look at screen sensitivity, how much you want the smooth operation with gloves, allow smoother operation with gloves, your screen beep on or off, date, time, keyboard, language, units, and then I can do Wi-Fi, I can do display. Wi-Fi is just on or off, but display is, I always do automatic, or I always do nighttime. I like nighttime better, and that is the daytime. I don't like the white, so I always go with that for myself. And then you can have contrast, brightness, you can have camera, you can change the contrast, brightness of the camera screen. Come over here, we have navigation. We can show different signs on this, which is interesting because the speed limit sign shows up over here on the dash, but not on the map. And we can do just a variety of things with the nav there. And vehicle customize, I can do lights, auto sensitivity, whether on or off, auto timer, daytime running lights. I have door controls. I can make 2-press unlock, which is what it features for a lot of vehicles. Boarding exit, if a seat wants to slide upward or back. Then I set the climate mode, auto climate mode with AC mode with auto. So turn on, AC off, depending on what I want to do. So that's all customizable by the driver profile setting. Then I have different like software updates. I have dealer info, info and security. So there's a variety of things I can do there as well to make sure that this fits my profile needs. So that's the big news there. When you go into vehicle, you can go really just trip information. You have history or current, kind of see what I've done. I've gotten close to 20, I've gotten lower, just depending on how I drive. Coming over here to vehicle alert, and there's no alerts. That just be for like servicing the vehicle. I have my phone, which is connected to my iPhone. Radio, this is the kind of the controversy for a lot of people that they don't really love, is that you can set up favorites. If you do, that's great, and then you got to click here to have the album art show up, and then you have this over here too, which then you get, it's just, there's a lot going on here. There's a lot of conversation about different ways that they could do this a little bit better. We have the map, which you can, nice because you can scroll out, you can zoom in, you can do a variety of different things with the map. And I'm probably parked in my garage, so it's not going to update really fast because signal's getting blocked. But you can, if I recenter it, see if it'll do it. No, I'm still in my garage. Oh, there we go. Then it popped up. So, yep, there's the city. It's where I live. And then you can have the iPhone, which again was wireless. This is Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, both are wireless as well. So different versions of that, and you can kind of go through and customize that. You do have the map here, but the interesting part here is you can't pinch to zoom on the Apple map. And then you click this button here, and it goes back and go back to home. Before I forget, let's talk about these cameras. So in reverse, we can see a nice big camera behind us, the 360-degree camera here. You click on something, you can zoom in over here as well. We can also, different camera views here. I can look, it's kind of a split line between the back body there. I can look in front of me. This is my frontal camera. This is when I pull in, it'll turn on if I have the auto on. There's also an off-road mode that allows me to do the different degrees departure and whether I turn it on or off for the off-road mode. So pretty cool there. And then I do have the camera mirror as well. With a quick flip, you have a mirror, and you have the camera mirror. So that is the new Toyota system. I've had some ups and downs with it, to be honest with you. I didn't know about the key fob and the phone being in at the same time. You really need to make that happen, because if you don't, it doesn't load your profile very well, like at all. So, and it creates a problem. You got to do the pin, and setting the system up is kind of a pain. So I have other videos on that, so I'm going to address those later. But let's go ahead and hop in another truck and see what the deal is with that system. Let's check out some of this tech in this truck. I'm gonna leave it here. Just got done reclining the seat, and you do have massaging seats in here as well, which is it's fun, it's different, it's unique. I don't know if I love it, but it's something. One thing that's interesting is you see this flashing right here, and you can, I guess you can see it over here too. See that? Well, I thought that was just the camera. Turns out it's not. That is the Blue Crew system. That is the lights or whatever, the sensors that are gonna read my eyeballs. And so I'm gonna drive this truck in Blue Cruise today, and I'm gonna try to do semi-autonomous driving, let it drive itself. But those are the lights, and it's interesting that the camera picks it up, but your naked eye, I can't see that. So let's look more features. I have CarPlay. It is going to be wireless. You have Android Auto as well. I have auto, that's off. Navigation, what's nice navigation is it splits the screen. I can do my fave and look at favorites. I do have apps I can add to the truck, like Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, Ford Pass app, and I have settings. I can do a lot. I can do personal profiles if I want to have profiles, set up like my seat and my temperature, stuff like that. I have general, language, instruments, sync. Let's go to driver profiles real fast. Yeah, driver assistance, navigation, phone, and audio. So those are the 4 things you can do there. You can also link a key fob or phone, so your settings will get activated when you use the key fob or phone to turn on your vehicle. So you can do that through the Ford Pass app. You can turn on the truck, so you can, that's kind of a cool thing. Display, one thing you'll notice is in all my videos, the display is set at night, and that's because I can't stand that. I hate white. So I have all my vehicles in night. You'll see them all over this channel. I do that immediately. And then you can turn display off. So if you're driving long distance, you can have a calm screen, which is what this is. So if you just want to not see the screen at all, just a couple choices. Just tap on it, goes back. And then you got a phoneless clock. You have display, updates, seats, again, massage. You can have Wi-Fi built into it as a vehicle hotspot. There's valet mode, so people can lock it. You can lock truck down so people can't see like your past addresses and such. And there's features. So in this case, I can manually adjust the running boards, turn off the driver assistance features like lane departure and stuff. Pro Power on board, I have 7.2 kilowatt back there, so that's pretty cool. Zone lighting, I have that in this video or another video. I'll show you where the zone lighting. I really like that. I can tow. I can set up my trailers. I can set up what trailer I want and do trailer light checking and trailer sway control. And then I can go into onboard scales. It's kind of handy. And then Smart Hitch, not for trade, not for commercial. It'll help you set up your like weight distributing hitch, how that's set up, and you can do different connection checklists and such. Power flow, which is cool. It shows you the power flowing throughout from the engine to the battery. It's just kind of cool. And then the other feature, owner's manual. It's got digital owner's manual, which some people love or hate. Now in this iteration of the truck, I do have a full digital screen. In some Fords, I have an analog, this one digital. What I like what Ford's doing here is you have drive modes down here. You have, again, we have 4 auto, 4 high, 4 low, 2-wheel drive. But what's fun is when you turn this dial, you can see this screen changes. So if I go to slippery, you can see how things change. Goes 4-wheel drive for slippery. It's gonna automatically set the truck up. Deep snow and sand. That's kind of fun. Mud and ruts. And then I can go back to auto or normal, and it's going to shift me out of 4-wheel drive. So it gets it set up for you, takes some of the thinking off of it. And then if I go across to tow haul, one of the important things you'll see here in a minute is it changes this to transmission temperature. That's pretty handy. So when you go normal, go back, or eco, you know, you don't always need that gauge, but you can have it right up there. So I thought that was fun, because that's something you need. So in this case, I go back, and you can, in a lot of cases, set that up. I guess that transmission temperature is on every screen, but handy to know. Flip through the things, it'll change the tow haul, eco, and then there's sport, you know, which you're gonna shift, like, I guess 4-wheel drive auto. Sport mode's 4-wheel drive auto, so you get max traction, I guess. It's kind of interesting. And then we go back to normal, but a lot of times you can go into the menu system and you can go and change those settings. So like if I were to go to menu and I can go to my view, I can fuel economy, trip, I can configure my view, I can move screens around. So this is customizable, and I can go to truck info and I can change, I can see off-road. So this is for off-road purposes. When I go in the off-road, I can see where I'm at as far as if I'm off one way or the other, high or low. I have different degrees, and I can see traction. That'll be traction up there. So, and then you can go to power distribution and information. But then you can also go down to settings. It's settings. Let's see if it's settings. And then you can configure gauges. And so you can change these gauges up top, swap them, change what you want, left select gauge. You have choices: oil temperature, transmission temperature, turbo boost. You can move stuff around. So you can really customize this truck. It's very much tech savvy for those needs. I do have the wireless charger, which works okay. That's not a Ford issue. Everybody has a wireless charger. It just works okay. That's what I've learned. So overall, I think it's great. And then you look at the cameras. So I have a camera button right here, and I can see around my 360-degree camera, and I can turn off the parking sensor if I want to. And then when I back up, I can do the same thing. I can see all the way around me, 360-degree camera, and the same thing off-road. You can see that as well. And then I can probably go in the cameras too. If I press it again, I can look at different camera views and zoom in on different views I want to see. And so it is nice when you can kind of go through the stuff. You know, trucks have never gotten as big as they are now. You know, trucks are really big vehicles, and so it's nice having different camera views to be able to see around you and give you more a comfortable driving experience. Okay, let's talk about this technology in the GMC Sierra. So again, this is the 2021 basic model year. So I have a home button. People love home buttons, right? So I have audio users. I can set up driver profiles if I want to. I have phone settings. Apple CarPlay is wireless. I have a charger right here as well, wireless charger. Android Auto is wireless. Wi-Fi as well. We have trailering, which I showed you in the trailering video. Lots of cool stuff here. Okay. I have a camera, so I can look around all these different views. That's the one thing that GM is talking a lot about. Their Sierra's got a ton of views, and so does the Silverado. So lots of camera views, makes it really convenient driving a bigger truck. We have the My GMC. This will do some service stuff. Let's go away from that. I have apps I can add. In a minute. I'm in the garage. So I'm in the garage and there's not much signal in here, so that's what happens. But I can add Spotify, audiobooks, I can listen to Joe Rogan or Neil Young. That's my joke. OnStar, I can do climate control for the seats. I can Amazon Alexa, I can order stuff, and Spotify Marketplace. So those are the features. And then when you get into, there's a settings. Oh, where's it at? There it is. You have a lot more. You have Wi-Fi. You can rename the Wi-Fi hotspots, privacy. I thought what was interesting was you can look at software, that kind of stuff. But vehicle. Rear seat reminder, you can turn it on and off. Climate auto control. The collisions, you can adjust that. Seating position. Team driver mode. You can change the remote lock, unlock, how that's going to work. You can change the lighting, how much it lights when you walk out. Comfort, convenience. So you can reverse tilt mirror both the driver and passenger, or just the driver or the passenger. What that does is it turns the mirror down when you're backing up so you can see better, like if you're hitting a curb or, you know, that kind of stuff as you're backing up. So you have the camera plus the mirrors fold down. So I think it's kind of cool. You can adjust the rear seat reminder if you want that on or off. And so there's quite a bit of settings here that are pretty cool that I really enjoy with this truck. I like customizing the truck a little bit, especially for your needs. And there's apps, My GMC, that kind of stuff. So that's technology there in the truck. So besides that, you know, the only thing this truck has, and it's always hard to tell, but there's heads-up display there. I'm not sure if you can see it. Then there's your dash. And again, this is all going to be brand new in 2022, but this is what it is for the prior generation and on this limited truck. Oh, voila! That is the biggest news, the biggest change. If you recall, on the prior generations, had a really small, like 8-inch screen. Wasn't very useful, wasn't very interesting to see at all. And in this truck, we have an Android Auto-based system.
Android, Google operating system is basically the end of that story.
I was just with Jordan, with Two Guys in Traffic, really techie. It's Android Automotive, which is different than Android Auto.
Yes, so, but one of the cool things is, so I don't know if you can see it's not lit up, but if you pair your phone, whether it's an Android or an Apple phone, so you have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So this is a Google operating system that is different from Android Auto. So you can have the Google operating system as well as pair your phone and use Android Auto. And I will say that there are some systems out there, Volvo to name one, that will not allow you to use Android Auto with the Google operating system. So this system is new. So you've got Google Assistant, you've got the Google Play Store to download some maps, and then you have your Google Maps, which is pretty cool. And you've got the screen here that swipes and moves, and it's really reactive, so it's not laggy at all. And you'll see here you have real-time traffic. So
right. And so I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. Sometimes you'll see a refresh rate. That's from the camera, this camera doing the screen. So there's nothing weird with the screen, just the way the camera's catching it. So if I zoom in, sometimes it's a little bit clearer. But what I wanted to look at was, I want to look at a couple things. I'm sorry, I can take over a little bit. But we have a home button, which is awesome. There's a home button there as well. But the biggest thing I thought was the cameras, and that you can actually see them now. They're big on the screen. The other system was like this big. Couldn't see them, so now you have bird's eye view. We did not park this vehicle, and we have bird's eye view, and we
not our fault.
We have different camera views, which you actually can see, which makes a big difference in these full-size trucks. Yes, they've gotten a little bit taller, but with the cameras and these parking sensors, really easier to drive. The
dynamic guides, that's always a favorite feature of mine, especially when I'm trying to back into my Chicago garage.
Yeah. So that's fantastic. But the thing that's interesting is you have screens over here. They can just kind of go up and down for the connect trailer, that kind of stuff, hot screens, and you have the camera or the clock. I love the clock, but it is very fast. It's very fast, flip through stuff pretty easily, and so big fan of that. But there's another big fan of something sort of over here. And I'm gonna have Jill grab the camera.
Okay, so before we leave this right here, I do want to point out this is 13.4 inch screen. This is standard starting at the LT trim. So 13.4 inches, you get this big, beautiful screen. Below that, you're still gonna have the little 8-inch dinky thing. All right, so then behind the wheel here, trying to get out of the sun glare, you have a 12.3 inch digital cluster, and let's see.
There's different drive modes, which I've learned over here. Not modes, but you can go over here and you can select like classic.
Well, display layouts, not drive modes. So those are the different. So
or progressive, or digital, or the clean. So it's kind of cool. And then when you were talking about earlier, we were talking about these. In between the speedometer and tachometer, you can change that setting as well.
Yeah, so like if you like scroll over and you can change your left side info, right side info, and the lower gauges. So you can really, I actually really like how you can customize this. It's funny, I had a vehicle the other day that had the map behind the gauges, and my husband hated it. He was like, can I take that out? Can I remove that? And you can. Because digital display, you can do all of those things. So I love that it's nice and bright, and unfortunately because of the sun glare, it's probably not giving a super good view, but you don't see the glare while you are driving. So I would like to say that, and it does have like a little bit of a hood that pops over it so that you don't get the glare there, but it's very bright. I would say do you think this is OLED?
I didn't see it in the press release about being OLED, but it definitely has that crispness to it. It has that black back. You know, that's the thing. Like the Cadillac OLED, you have a really nice dark black, and it really does stand out in that aspect of it. But I don't know. It honestly, it just looks really good. But let's talk about this tech. I'm going to turn down the fan so we can see, but this has got the massive screen, the Uconnect. I think this is Uconnect 5. This is just, there's so much going on with this. I can't even go through all the settings in one video because I'm just going to talk about the highlights. So home, you can add shortcuts. I have all the transmission temperatures here, digital. I have media, which shows big screen as well. You can split the screen too. Comfort, nav, there's my CarPlay with the phone. Vehicle, this has got, you can go performance pages, which is cool, because it's the GT model. I have this performance pages. I can do drag racing, G-force, all this cool stuff, and then I can go back here, settings, and it feels like you can set this truck up with any sort of customization. I mean, my goodness, the things you can customize in this truck is just incredible. Profiles, you can change up wake up word. You can say if it's gonna say hi to you when you get in, mate. I mean, this is it's just crazy to me how much stuff they have. You can turn off the sensors here. You have clock and date time, your Bluetooth, voice recognition, navigation. I mean, there's just a slew of things you can do. Seats and comfort. So key off options. Oh my goodness. I can even adjust the suspension because it has air suspension on this. I can even adjust the suspension while I'm sitting here, what I want it to do. It is pretty crazy. I want to look at doors and locks. I can auto unlock. I can flash lights, sound horn. I mean, this is like so customizable. Brakes. I hit brake service. I can tell retract brakes, park brakes to allow for brake system service. So that's how I can do that. So you can check your brakes. But it's all on this screen, which is just crazy to have all these different features on one screen. And so a lot of stuff going on here. I always like to put it in reverse though to show you the backup camera. So there's your backup camera, right? And so it would be nice if it had like a camera there and a camera on the side. You'll see other trucks that have a landscape profile. They'll have like this camera and a little 360 degree on this side. So that's your two things there. So, but I can zoom in. I mean, it works. So there we go. All right. So that is all display here. What's nice is you do have some duplicate controls here for the volume and for the tuning. You have screen off. You can turn it all the way off if you want to. You have a mute button, We have the HVAC controls, and we have more controls on this side too. So just a lot going on there. So that is the center infotainment system. And then over here, in this model, I have analog gauges, and I have a digital display up front. I do have a heads-up display, which is sometimes hard to see. But this is really cool screens in here. You can kind of go through, you can change start-stop. You want to have that on, trailer towing, audio, messages, settings, speedometer, vehicle info, and you can just flip through these. I mean, just there's so much information on these screens. It's just incredible anymore. And Ram has got a ton of tech. And so performance, I can see top speed, all my basically duplication of what screen's over there, fuel economy, because I've been idling a lot. So ignore that. I've been idling a lot and towing a lot. So yeah, there's just a lot of stuff going on here as far as technology. And this has been the leader in the infotainment screens. This system has been just remarkable. So big fan of Ram. Sadly I can get the app to work, so we'll put that images on the screen. But that's what we got on technology on the Ram 1500. Let's check out this tech in this truck. So there's our dash. We have a analog, and digital display in the middle. There is our center screen. Easier to do at night when it's dark out. Let's see. Menu. We have map. We have audio. We have info. Nissan Connect, Sirius XM, weather, traffic, sports, fuel prices, parking. Movie listings, where am I, vehicle reports, eco drive report. Okay, there's how poorly I'm driving. Vehicle data submission, TomTom, GPS system information, software map, SXM. We have connections for Bluetooth. I can do wireless CarPlay. We have connections for Bluetooth for your Wi-Fi, for plugging USB devices. And then we have, which I didn't set my phone up this time, usually I do. Yeah, some USBs there. So really, that is the entire dash. I don't have a digital rear view mirror, something other trucks have been getting, but that is the tech in this Nissan Titan. All right, there you go. What do you guys think? Do you like the portrait or landscape, or also known as vertical or horizontal screens? Do you like the bigger screen, the smaller screens? Is one technology system better than the others? Do you have a favorite? Did you decide what my favorite is? I'm always curious to know those comments down below, because I think it's kind of fun. It's a fun game to see what I like that you think I like that we thought about I liked. Yeah. So put the comments down below. One quick note, we didn't really do a lot with the apps. The apps for most of these trucks are about the same. You get maintenance, you get where location is, you get the miles on it, you get maybe a you get the remote start, I should say remote start, and then you get the locked doors, all about the same. So anyways, that's the deal on the apps. But again, put your comments down below, let me know what you guys thinking. Check the other videos over here, website down below. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you down the road.